Garrett for this playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, o'er the home of the brave.
Wow, guys, what a way to end our senior year. My grandpa always told me to cherish my high school experiences because they go by so quick. And boy, was he right. These last 3 months have been the biggest learning experience for me. I don't see them as a tragedy anymore, but actually an opportunity to go out and never take anything for granted ever again. If you're like me, you'd probably give up anything just to have a regular ending to your senior year. However, I look back at it now, and I wouldn't change a single thing, because truly these past series of events will be the reason we succeed in life. We will never take an opportunity for granted ever again, and with this, we will set our mind out to do our best, because we never know when something can be taken away from us, just like our senior year. And I will never take for granted the people who have been there for me this entire journey. I say thanks to my teachers, my coaches, and my administrators for all the hard work they have done during this experience. I also say thanks to my parents, my siblings, and my grandparents for dealing with my attitude during this quarantine and always being there for me, and especially my mom when I'm hungry all the time. And finally, I say thank you to my class of 2020 for making my high school experience one that I will never forget. So go out, thank all the people who have been there in your life. Don't take anything for granted. Live your life to the fullest and chase your dreams, because you never know when it can all be taken away from you. I'd now like to introduce our first co-salutatorian, Micah Sharples. Micah will be attending College of Idaho to continue her swimming career and her plans to major in biomedical sciences. Congratulations, Micah.
I know this isn't the end to our senior year any of us pictured, but I am thankful that I still get to walk alongside my fellow classmates as we graduate. Oddly enough, the last day we spent at school together was Friday the 13th. None of us knew that we would leave Post Falls High School that day, never to return to its halls as a student. This year will not be soon forgotten. It will be a reminder of struggle, but also a reminder of how, despite the distance, we still remain stronger than ever. And while it may be easier to remember the hardships, do not forget our accomplishments, the battles won, and the knowledge we have gained. I have always found beauty in scars. They tell a story that is never forgotten, the story of an individual and how they became who they are today. They show that we are made to be resilient. Skin and bones break only to be repaired over time. We are meant to withstand, to overcome that which has broken us, only to become stronger. We were born amidst a national crisis, into a nation traumatized by the attacks on 9/11. And now, as the class of 2020, a class of resilience, we are graduating during a global one. We will face a multitude of trials and tribulations throughout life, but often it is only after overcoming these obstacles that we recognize how they will shape us into the more resilient versions of ourselves. It has been a brutal introduction into adulthood, but one that has substantially prepared us for what is to come. I know my words will be forgotten with time, so I ask you, if you remember anything from what I have said today, please remember that we are made to be broken, but only to come back stronger than we could have ever imagined before. Thank you for your time and patience. Now it is my honor to introduce my fellow co-salutatorian, Derek Pierce. Derek will be... There's four.
It's all right. Good evening, everybody. Now, I know not many of you would have guessed that our graduation was going to be here. I myself didn't expect to be giving a speech in front of some 300 cars, but I don't want that to take away from the last 4 years we had at Post Falls High School. I know it may be disappointing that we can't finish our journey at the high school, but we made it. Now, all the little things don't matter anymore. Nothing will change the fact that we are all here today graduating. I want to thank my family for supporting me these last 4 years. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here today. I also want to thank all of you teachers and faculty members. You guys are there every day with us. You guys make it happen. Especially thank you, Johnson, because without taking your classes, I wouldn't be able to write a perfect works cited page. I mean, that is true, but seriously, we wouldn't have made it if it weren't for you guys. And also, I want to thank my fellow graduates. I want to thank you for making these last 4 years so wonderful for me. I never would have thought that coming in as a freshman, only knowing a handful of friends from sports, that I would be up on this stage. Thank you for welcoming me into your school and making it the best 4 years of my life. Lastly, after you leave here today, I don't want any of you to forget where you came from. I don't want you to forget this town or this school, because it is what made you what you are always going to be. Don't forget the friendships and all the wonderful memories that you made. And to the class of 2020, thank you. And next to speak is our valedictorian, Cameron Sessions.
Thank you, Derek and Micah. Those were truly inspiring words. Friends, family, teachers, and faculty, we've all worked hard these last 4 years. Countless nights of homework and studying and stress, but all that is done. It's over now. It's in the past. And none of that matters now, because we are here in the moment. To get to this very moment, we've had a lot of help along the way. We all have had people to thank that have helped us over these long years. For me, it's been my family and friends. Without my parents and siblings to push me along, I would never have been able to get here. I'd like to give a special thanks to my mom, who has helped me at every step of the way. And without my dad, I would never have continued to better myself every day. I'd also like to give a special thank you to the teachers, as they have helped us in any way they possibly can. So take a moment and make a mental list in your mind of the people you need to thank, because everyone has helped us get to this very moment. So make sure you go and thank them. I know a lot of us have had some amazing memories in our high school experience, whether it's been spending time with friends or cheering at sports games or even bettering our talents in the arts and clubs. These memories that we've made are the building blocks for our future. You won't remember the grades you've had or the lessons you've received, but what you will remember are your relationships and memories that you've developed with the people you love. As we begin to climb into adulthood, we can use these building blocks as the stepping stools up the mountain. There will be points in our climb where we will be faced with adversity, times when life just seems to throw everything it can at our face. But if there's one thing we learned from high school, it's to keep fighting. It's to not give up. When we reach down and use those building blocks, we can stack up to higher heights. Without these blocks, we can't get any higher. But these aren't just your everyday Legos. No, they can't be bought with money. They can't be won from having the most followers on social media. They can't even be built by dedicating our lives to our careers. No, these building blocks are formed from the relationships and memories we develop, from the families we love, from the friendships that last a lifetime, and from the futures we build. These blocks come from our memories as we experience true joy. As we use these building blocks of life, we can get to new heights. When we leave here today, we are just creating another building block. We've graduated from high school, which is an important step in our life, but we still have many more heights to reach. Thank you to those who have helped us along the way, those who have been your building blocks, because someday when you look down, you want to remember them and all the memories that you've had. Today, we can look back and remember all those good times and truly be grateful. There are going to be many more challenges to face as we climb that mountain, and it seems to just get higher and higher at each step. But let's use those building blocks we've created, create the relationships that will last a lifetime, and continue to work hard up that mountain because it'll feel so good when you're at the top. Class of 2020, we've been through a lot, but let's gear up and take to the climb, and let's be successful, because guess what? We graduated, Trojans. And now, let's hear from our principal, Mr. Sensel.
Good evening. I'd like to start off tonight by saying thank you. And it's a little too early to get off script, but Riley, great job on the national anthem. If you heard those 4 speeches from our student leadership tonight, and if you've met our ASB president, Kenny LaFontaine, you should know how resilient this class is. And if there's ever a group that's ready to walk across the stage, it's the Post Falls High School graduating class of 2020. So thank you very much. Great job. I'd like to say thank you to everybody out here who've supported these graduates for the last 18 years. And I'd like to say thank you to everyone out there that supported them for 13 years. So thank you parents, guardians, grandparents, family members, and thank you teachers for everything you've done for these students. We also need to thank some people that put on this major production tonight. Thank you to the Panhandle Health District. Thank you to the Kootenai County Fairgrounds. Thank you to Angel Audio, Amped Entertainment, Second Wind Productions, Impact Lighting, Maurice Wagner and Jim Cope with Vertical Vantage, the Kootenai County Sheriff's Department, and the Post Falls Police Department. Thank you very much for this production. It was quite the event, and nobody else is getting an event like this. This is fantastic. Another group of individuals that have supported and had a major impact on the class of 2020 is our elected Board of Trustees. This 5-member board is elected to represent one of 5 zones in the Post Falls School District. These unpaid citizen board members oversee all of Post Falls schools. I would like to introduce Board Chair Dave Paul, Board Vice Chair Bonnie Ballou, Trustee Michelle Lippert. Michelle has served on our board for over 20 years. Trustee Carol Goodman. Trustee Bridget Malik. Also sitting with them tonight is our Superintendent Jerry Kane, Assistant Superintendent Dina Nacarado, and Assistant Superintendent Anna Wilson. Thank you very much. There are many predictable pieces of advice that goes into any graduation speech. They sometimes start with career choices and they end with high school memories. My message tonight is simple and it's about passion. I challenge you to go out and to find your passion. As you've learned, Google can do quite a bit for you. Google can help you with your schoolwork. Google can help you with your research. Google can help you with some trivia. Google can help you with a map. It can help you find your destination. It can give you an estimated time of arrival. It can give you an alternative route to avoid traffic or delays. What Google will not help you find is your passion. The key to finding your passion is within the pursuit to obtain your goals. You can never give up, and you'll never be able to predict when this discovery might happen. You must examine all your options, and the strategies required for this discovery are within your heart, your ambition, and your intuition. Go out and experience life. Some of you already know what your interests are, so now go out and pour yourself, your heart, and your soul into those interests. Never, 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 ever give up in the pursuit for your passion. Your reward will not only be that you have found emotional fulfillment, but you will have discovered who you really are. Tonight is a culminating event that leads to the open the door of your independence. You're going to have awesome days ahead of you when you experience everything working perfectly and everything going according to plan. How you handle those days will define who you are. You will have many days where nothing goes right and nothing goes as planned. And how you decide to handle those days are going to define who you are. We all live through those peaks and valleys. And when things don't go as planned, please surround yourself with people who bring you joy. This support network not only listens to you, but are your friends you can trust, and there's no fear of judgment. Keep these people close in your life by communicating with them often, and not only when you need them. And just as important, please make sure that you're there for that person as well. I would like to end this speech as I started it with some thank yous. Thank you, Jennifer Maddie, for 18 years of teaching at Post Falls High School. Thank you, Jim Neal, for 19 years of service of teaching in the Post Falls School District. Thank you, Mrs. Susan Schneimiller, for the last 17 years of being our quarterback in the main office at Post Falls High School. I want to thank our superintendent, Jerry Kane, who started teaching at Post Falls High School in 1979, 41 amazing years ago. It has truly been our pleasure. Thank you. I want to thank all of our graduates for those 4 food drives over the last 4 years, and this year totaling over 3,100 pounds of food. I want to thank our graduates for 4 years of 4 years of blood drives, but this year we only got 1 blood drive in, but that blood drive impacted 300 lives. I want to thank you for the $2.5 million in scholarships that you've earned. I believe in you. I have great faith in you, and I have great faith in our future. I hereby certify that the class of 2020 have met all the requirements set forth by the state of Idaho and the Post Falls School District. It's time to walk across the stage and receive your diploma. Hold on, Chris. Hold on.
Test, test, test. Colby Michael Jeanette. Micah Fauché Sharpless. Cameron James Sessions. Derek Christian Pierce. Riley Hannah Garrett. Cameron James Hunt. Matthew J. Bartholomew. Clayton Samuel Leidy. Genevieve Ann Curry. Jessica Dawn Mullally. Dylan Eugene Klimp. Kaylee Alexis DeGraw. Alexia Ann Lynn Harkin. Seth Ray Davenport. Nathan Daniel Hernandez. John Michael Curtis Danielson. Patrick Preston Moore. Megan Alexandra Hudlett. Dominic Anthony Dotz. Courtney Lynn Covarribius. Jaden LaShawn Eppers. Haley Elizabeth Spooner. Cooper Sebastian Conley. Bryce Cameron Smith. Luke Joseph Apple. Sienna Jolie Nunez Tadone. Austin Cade Heckel. Mason Drew Collins. Jordan Rianne Hughes. Taylor Dawn Ermentrout. Abel Jonathan De La Rosa. Austin Frederick Butler. Shane Ryan Webster. Christian Xavier Horton. Mark Alexander Slasenko. William Fox Otten. Grant Legend Jones. Andrew Jacob Davidson. Ethan James Robertson. Rachel Elizabeth Froze. Malachi Joel Verdusco. Caitlin Alyssa Fornoff Lang. Caleb Don Gearhart. Kyle Brock Dustin. Moni. Amaya Lee Moni Silva. Christina Ford. Austin Wayne Tipton. Lucas Riley Smith. Isabella Lawson. Talia Abigail Jones. Zane Evan Porter. Christopher J. Stewart. Tierra K. Peters. Braxton Joseph Mason. Caden Christopher Nason. Jonah Michael Mateo. Hi. Nicole Ann Bayardo. Blaine Aaron Buckingham. Michaela Eileen Butler. Brady Dean Ashby. Eliana Arlene Palmer. Andrew Eli Avery. Emma Josette Smart. Anika Fabiola Verernez. Sadie Ann Collins. Ariel Marie McMullen. Madigan Olivia Landrum. Hunter Jaden Carl Richens. Austin Jost Schmidt. Kaylee Elizabeth Moores. Alana Lynn Drake. Amber Marie Steinberg. Kaisa Rose Stowers. Maya Marie Rowland. Allie Brianne Carpenter. Corbin Todd Cockerell. Kennedy Michelle LaFontaine. Ariana Abigail Portner. Kobe Ty Johnson. Paul Joseph Keating. Ben Maxwell DeWitt. Jackson Charles Headley. Alex Jacob McCabe. Evan Ross Davis. Chase Gregory Beatty. Jacob Luke Vasquez. Ollie Sky Deaver. Kylie Anna Ficken. Zachary Taylor Ramey. Peter Holden Rice. Caitlin Nicole Facrie. Samantha Aaron Lee. Ethan Ryan Peterson. Katie Elizabeth Fleming.